Hey homeowner, should you always focus on getting the highest price possible for your house above all else? Not necessarily. As it turns out, there's a lot of things that go into what you need to have a successful move forward. And yes, of course, a good price is important. A great price is important. But is it always number one come hell or high water? Maybe not. I'll use this as an example. When I sold my last home to buy the one I'm in now, it was in the summer of 2021. And the seller of this house was willing to sell it to me off market, which was amazing. But it also meant I had to get my last house ready, on the market, and sold within a pretty short period of time. So when I put my house up for sale, I put it on at a particular price and sell it for full price. It's possible that I could have put it on for another $5,000 to $10,000 and got full price there as well. But I was only selling so that I could buy this house. So while yes, I had a number I needed to reach because I wanted to move enough over here to make the payment where I wanted it, I didn't necessarily need a whole lot more than that, because what mattered to me more is that I was able to secure a place that I wanted to go than to get an extra 5 to 10 grand in the bank. Of course, I would rather have gotten the extra 5 to 10 grand and the house, but on the timeline, the big picture was I want to get the house sold in time to get the new one. That was the win, and making that work got me a good price, got me the new house in the time I needed to do it. Other times, I've had clients who have said, we'd really like a little more, but this buyer is willing to close on this date and let us live in the house for 3 or 4 weeks rent-free after. Now, if you think about it, living in a house for 3 or 4 weeks rent-free probably saves you 2 grand, maybe 3 grand depending on your mortgage. It's not a lot of money that it saves. A higher sale price would more than offset the rent you would pay back to the buyer or the hassle of having to move twice. But I've had clients say, look, we'll accept this particular price if they're willing to let us stay 3 or 4 weeks rent-free, because the stress that removed from their life was greater. The convenience of only moving once was greater. The ability to close, get the money in the account before taking the next step meant more than necessarily maximizing every penny. Yes, we talked about we can negotiate both. And the client said, no, you know what? This works well because of the stress, the ability for us to move forward, the ability for us to reach our goals is more important than maybe trying to get an extra few grand ahead. So work with your agent, but also think ahead a little bit about what would the ideal circumstance look like and what's most important. Look, I'm not advocating for just giving the house away, but always know what would the perfect picture look like and weigh out which things you might draw back on a little to help maximize your experience somewhere else.